What's going on, family? Good morning. You're gonna have to excuse me, man. I was supposed to do this yesterday, man, but I had some big thing going on. So as you probably can tell, man, that life-changing event that I told you about, man, was a very, very lucrative position at UMC. So we just added that on the pile, man. After quite a bit of praying and quite a bit of, counting the costs and looking at the free time that I had and working the contracts that I have, I just made the decision that it probably would be best, man, to get something full-time to go with those. So I'm still able to maintain the major contracts because they're usually that's just one day out of a month that I have to see to the major contract. But I think it was the best thing to do, man. I really do. And so this morning, man, what I wanted to talk to y'all about was perseverance, man. Perseverance, the ability to endure through difficulty, right? Because I'm gonna be honest with you, these last 2 years have been very difficult, very difficult. Difficult, not so much financially, but difficult on the personal level because you got so many individuals, man, who bet against you. And that's their thing. They're betting against you from the beginning. And I don't know why that is. I don't know why that's the thought that comes into people's mind. They need to bet against you. They need to work against you. I never understood that. But regardless of that, it's necessary to think about how you handle difficulties. And I found that the best way to handle difficulties, man, is just to endure. Just to keep going. Just to persevere. Because see, that kind of quality will always put you in a better position in life because you don't allow yourself or anyone else to stop you. You just don't. That doesn't come up into your mind. That's not a thought that you entertain. That's not a thought that you act on. What you're doing is preparing yourself to handle whatever trial may come. Now, a large part of that for me is my spirituality, what I believe in, who I believe in. But now, it may be something else for you, but that has always worked for me. But now this perseverance that we're talking about, this ability to stick with something despite the trial will also give you another result. Those around you, they'll see your example, man. And a lot of times, because of what you do, you can encourage someone else to persevere through the difficulties that they're going through, because they're going to come. I'm almost 40 years old. I promise you, difficulties are going to come. And some difficulties are going to be worse than others. But the ability just to stick with what you know is good and right, man, and eventually you'll get to where you need to be. You will. And like I mentioned, that's despite what other people do or think or say. None of that has anything to do with it. None of it does. Because you control how you react. You control how you respond. And if your reaction and your response is one that you can live with, right? If it's one where you took the appropriate action to protect yourself, while at the same time maintaining your focus, just say you're okay, you all right. You didn't let anyone push you to the side or distract you from the things that you needed to do. So that's a good thing, I think. That's a good thing. But like I mentioned, man, the very thought sometimes of an individual trying to do better for themselves, the very thought of an individual trying to acquire more resources for their family, with some people, man, that's, it's a difficulty for them. Some people hate to see you do good. Some people would rather see you stuck in your position in life because they're stuck in their position. But in the reality of the situation, neither one of you all is stuck. No one is stuck in a situation they don't want to be in. And the only way that you're stuck is if you resign yourself mentally. If you don't resign yourself mentally, then eventually, because of your mindset, because of what you think about, because of what you're working for, you'll get to where you need to be. You'll get to be, and then in the midst of getting to the point where you need to be, or where you want to be, guess what? You'll be content. You'll be content. Because while you're working, you're looking forward to this particular goal that you set. And that's exactly what I did. There's certain things that's coming up in the future I know I'm gonna have to handle. I got 2 teenage girls, and in a little while, cars are going to be on the table, right? Insurance is going to be on the table, upkeep for the cars, other things, graduation time, all this is on the table, and I have to be prepared. But one of the biggest things that I'm thinking about, and I'm preparing for it right now, I'm not waiting. I'm not looking for anybody else to help with this, but I'm preparing for it right now. My mother is 70 years old. She's 70. And if anything comes up, because not right now, she enjoys her independence and her freedom, She likes to go get her nails done and things of that sort. So right now, it wouldn't necessarily be time for it. But I anticipate that it's going to be a time when I'm going to have to take over the care of my mother. And when that happens, I want to be ready. I want to make sure that she's comfortable. I want to make sure that the things that she needs, and maybe even some of the things that she wants, she's able to get. That's my goal, man. I take that personally. Because when we were growing up, she worked 3 jobs to make sure that we had what we needed. She worked 3 jobs, and nobody can take that from her. Nobody can take that from her. So she deserves, man, to have somebody to look after her in her old age. Somebody to make sure that she's okay. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to make sure she's okay. And so, like I mentioned, man, it's most of the things that have happened, man, it's been life-changing this week. It's been life-changing. Just to give you a glimpse of what I mean, yesterday during orientation, they gave me a small tour, right? I say a small tour, but man. And they showed me all of the things that I was going to have to do in regards to computer support, because that's what the position is about. I have a few people underneath me who I have to support. Things go haywire, then, of course, it's on me, but the sheer size of the departments that we have to support, the sheer size of the departments that I have to maintain, let me know that this is something serious. It lets me know that this is not something to play with, this is not a game, this is serious. And so my approach to it then is going to be serious. It really is. And I'm thankful, because I look at it and I see it as a blessing for me and my family. But what it's going to require from me is another level of dedication and another level of making sure that what I do is on point with precision, man. I need to make sure I'm trustworthy, that I do what I say I'm going to do, because now is the time to build relationships. Build relationships with the people who I'll be working with, as well as the doctors and the nurses and all of the staff that I'll be supporting. So I think it's going to be just another hurdle for me. That's what I'm believing. I think that the pressure is enough to make me perform the way that I should. Right? All right, man. I just wanted to give y'all an update, man. Continue to persevere. Because if somebody can come out of, or go on to the workforce, I should say, come into the workforce at my age and acquire a position of this status after running my business for 10 years by myself, man, anything is possible. So if you got a goal, man, work for your goal. If you got a goal, keep reaching for it, man. Who is to say that you won't to obtain that particular goal? I believe you will. So as always, man, you know how we end this thing. Do something positive, right? Do something positive. And I guarantee you that something positive will come back to you in greater measure. You see, it did for me, right? All right, man. You know I love you. Peace.